Hey everyone. I'll give it a moment. Hope everyone is well today. It's a little warm. Warm in here today. The outside looks foggy and chilly. But anyway, so today you guys have been asking about what spirituality or spiritual aspects, spiritual themes, any rituals did I include in my wedding. So if you don't know, my baby shower, which was a little over a week ago now, a few weeks ago now, I've lost track of time, was also a surprise wedding. So of course my husband and I knew we were going to get married, but our guests did not. So our baby shower was a surprise wedding for our guests. So it was kind of like a combination. And as far as spirituality or spiritual things that we incorporated, any wedding itself is a spiritual contract. It's both a legally binding contract, but it's also in like a business. It is a business contract as well, but it is also a spiritual contract as well within itself, because words are spells. And anytime, I tell you guys all the time, anytime that you are writing with something with a point, pen, pencil, marker, needle, carving into something, anything, that is a wand. So even when you sign the marriage license, that is also casting a spell. So that being said, the wedding in itself and signing of the document was a spell. Also the vows, words are spells. So written, spoken, words are spells. So of course the vows that we exchanged were spells as well. But some other things that were a bit different were we did include a water ceremony, water blessing, to where we washed our hands and washed away the past. We incorporated, my family is both Black American and Native American, indigenous, and my husband is Black American. He has some Creole ancestry, so other stuff mixed in. But because of that combo, I really wanted to include some more of the cultural side of things. So we did jump the broom. And if you're not aware of what jumping the broom is, back during slavery, slaves could not legally wed. And so in order to, I'm gonna call it, spiritually solidify the union, the husband at the time would first sweep away the past, clearing the way. Then the wife would lay the broom down, and then the two would jump over it together, jumping into a new level of consciousness and awareness together as a union. So we did jump the broom. So that was another spiritual thing we did. And then we also did a little mini Native American blanket ceremony to honor the union of us coming together, in which my mother wrapped us in that blanket as well to solidify the union also. So those are a couple things we did, but also just talking about the symbolism of the veil, the color white, and within itself. A lot of the time, you'll think people will say, oh, white represents purity or virginity, but not necessarily in a spiritual sense. White can be so many other things. Obviously, it was a combination baby shower, so clearly I wasn't a virgin. So white, in the spiritual sense, like even if you're doing candle magic, white combines all colors together, so all purpose color in that sense when you're trying to cast spells, cast magic. So White also represents purification, yes. So if we're doing these things to purify and release the past for our new beginning together, there's no reason you can't wear white if you're not a virgin, you know? And also, white in the sense of it's almost like a blank canvas in that sense of magic, because it's combining all colors. So it's whatever you want to fuse it with, whatever you want it to be. So of course I wear white, you know, for the spiritual side of things and what it represents to me on the spiritual side of things, people's religious beliefs aside, or whatever, society's beliefs aside. The veil, for me, also is something that can be used to cover my crown. I've talked about before in some of my other videos that sometimes I will wear scarves on my head or hats, sometimes even wigs, not all the time. I'll alternate between my natural hair and a wig, or maybe extensions. It just depends on what I'm feeling. But I will also use wigs as a way to cover my crown. But the veil does the same thing. It covers my crown and protects the parts of my back that spiritual attachments can get to. So I programmed my everything with intention. So the veil was also representing something that was protecting me from anyone that may have been hating behind my back towards me and my now husband, or for anything, any spiritual protection that was needed. So the veil that I wore was used for that purpose as well. So those are some of the things that we incorporated. If you have any questions, let me know. But also, let me think if there's anything else I missed. Of course, anything I drank, I gave an intention. Obviously, I wasn't drinking alcohol because I'm pregnant. So I had like ginger ale, and then I had like maybe some punch, things like that, which I would always give intention and spiritual, cast a spell within it to drink it, you know, during that time. Whatever I was feeling in the moment that I wanted to call in and bring. Is there anything else? Oh, of course, the wedding rings itself. So it's gonna probably look backwards to you guys because it's reversed. This is like my left hand, but on camera it's gonna probably appear to be my right hand for you guys because of how it flips it around on live. For those that have been wondering, my engagement ring is made of rose quartz and pink tourmaline. So those have very strong spiritual significance and energy properties in terms of love and protection and prosperity. My wedding band is pink tourmaline. So that as well, once we gave both were infused with intention throughout the ceremony and the vows, and then put on. So during the ceremony, I moved my engagement ring to the other hand so that we could focus on the wedding band, but then I put it back on. So yeah, I think that's all I've got for this. I had a few people asking that were curious if we did anything extra to make it more spiritual. Everything that I do is always going to be spiritual, so it's always going to be something. But just in terms of, you have to remember a wedding ceremony within itself, whether it's a wedding with family around, whether it's a courthouse wedding, whether it's just the legal wedding and signing a document, that's all a spiritual ceremony in its sense. So this is why it's important to be mindful of what you're getting into, because you are signing yourself onto a spiritual contract as well as legal and business contract, and getting married also. And when you're getting married too, just remember that you are also marrying that person and their ancestors and vice versa. So ideally you want to be going into this with someone who has done some healing around their family, some healing around their generational traumas, generational curses. You want to be kind of aware of what you're getting into, because your family is expanding, not just in terms of the family walking this earth, but also in terms of ancestors. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you are curious about anything, feel free to comment below, and I will talk to you guys another time.